Hello and welcome to the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast. I am Chirunandan Srinath, your host for this week. Joining me on this podcast is Krishna Maitreya. We couldn't have Vijay Lokapalli sir and Rakesh sir on this show, but today, as we sit and record the 99th episode of the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast, I think we have thoroughly enjoyed this journey and we were waiting for the big 100. But yeah, we'll be talking about the ongoing Asia Cup, and today happens to be the 21st of September, the India Pakistan match. We had the previous India Pakistan match just last week, and in between we had this India Oman match. So, Maitreya, we discussed in the last episode about how the Asia Cup wasn't competitive enough for the Indian cricket team. Some team like Oman giving that kind of a struggle to the Indian batters, I wouldn't have expected it. So, uh, yeah, talk about the India Oman game, and then we'll go to the handshake controversy and all the drama happening with the PCB and the Pakistan players. Talk about the India Oman match and how the bowlers were too tight, and it was a close win for us, right? 21 runs.
Yes, as you have rightly said, no one expected Oman to give such a competitive match because if you see the Oman's previous matches, Pakistan got them all out for 67, I believe, and even UAE defeated them. So, looking at their track record in the first two matches, obviously no one expected it to be a close match. But in the end, I feel it was a bit overconfidence from the Indian side because even the fans itself are like, okay, Oman, very weak team. So obviously the players would have even felt much more overconfident. But I think that's where this game is always about because in the end it's not a one-player match game; it's a team game. And when Oman sends this overconfidence in India, I think that's when they try to put in all of their efforts together to come and make a great upset. But in the end, India is very strong enough to let it not happen, but yet Oman made quite a strong impact. I think with this game we have also like seen that Oman is a really good team. Like in if team efforts work together, you can make an upset however big the team is. I think that's what we learned from this game because after the match, Surya Kumar himself was telling that he himself thought that Oman would snatch the game away from them. The only turning point I felt was the brilliant catch by Hardik Pandya at the boundary. It was a running catch, and almost, if he would have fumbled, it would have gone for a six, and the match would have gone haywire. It was in the death overs. The partnership was really strong, and that's when Hardik Pandya took the catch of uh, Amir Kaleem. Amir Kaleem was 64 of 46. He had hit seven fours and two sixers. And Harshit Rana was bowling that over. It all seemed like it's going to slip away from India. And that's when Hardik Pandya made a brilliant catch. And that's what turned it, that one luck. And I think that's what changed the whole game. And in the end, India won the match. And it was a learning lesson for all of us, never underestimate even the weakest of weakest teams because when they have entered a tournament to be playing against you, we have to expect anything can come out of them. So that's what is a learning lesson I feel from this whole game.
And Maitreya, I was impressed by that delivery by Faisal Shaw to Shubman Gill in the first or second over. I think that was a beauty, right? Uh, I was really amazed by their bowling and also the batting. Some have strike rate around 180, 190. I'm sorry. Uh, Amir Kalim, as you mentioned, 139 strike rate. I think, yeah, they were pulling away the game. 188 against Oman. I think we would have expected um, at least a 200 or 210 against Oman kind of a team. But as you said, we can't underestimate these teams because they might be associate nations, but once they come into tournament like Asia Cup, they or any given opportunity to them, I think each team will be looking forward to playing their game and upscaling themselves. And I think when they get an opportunity to play a giant like India, I think that's all they wanted, and they proved that they are competitive enough to play in a tournament like Asia Cup. Back to let's go back to the India Pakistan game that happened the other day. I think it was a one-sided game. Did not watch the match, Maitreya. I totally didn't want to. I mentioned to you that I would watch the match, but I think while the match was streaming, I felt, oh, Operation Sindhu and other things. Let's not watch it. But I think uh, once I saw the scoreboard ticking towards in the Indian team, I didn't want to watch it anyways. It's going to be a one-sided game, and there is so much handshake controversy and other things happening. So talk about that. What have you seen?
Yes, even I didn't watch the match because, as I've already said before, I didn't want to give, the players, maybe they're bound by the contract, they have to play. So they will play for India and they will represent India. No doubt in that. They did their best. But giving the sponsors, giving the BCCI, even a rupee from watching the match is something I didn't want to do because, in the end, for BCCI, it's just business. So I didn't want to promote that. So that's the reason I just for maybe followed the score in between to see which way it was going. But that's it. Just seeing the scores in Google. No stream, watching the match on Hotstar or Star Sports, nothing, because I felt the BCCI or the broadcasters didn't deserve my view. That was my personal feeling. But I was anyway happy with the whole match because, in the end, it's India Pakistan, and India routing Pakistan is something that, even if I didn't watch it live, I could see the scorecard and I could enjoy it like that, because Pakistan, they required this because they felt they were the coming into the match, overconfident talk, all that they were been doing. But I feel now they have been shown their place, and even tomorrow, like today, today itself, today's 21st of September, and today itself there is another match. And yesterday, I've seen an interesting piece of news. I don't know how far it's true, but the Pakistan team have cancelled out their press conference, like pre-match press conference, and it seems they have hired a motivational speaker to motivate the team that's been demotivated so badly from the loss with against India. So that is something that I was really interested to see, because any team, at this level, playing at this level, if they're really competitive enough, that one match defeat won't be so mentally agonizing for the whole team. But to going to the extent of even hiring a motivational speaker is something that really intrigued me, because the such things I've never seen to any team happen before. So I don't think Pakistan is in the mental state right now even to win the game today. But let's not make any overconfident statements, because I think that's where all the trouble starts from. And coming to the controversy, about the handshakes, I think that was something I really respected from the Indian team, because no one really expects, after what the kind of players, the players themselves, they put lots of demeaning stories against Indian public regarding the Operation Sindhu. So such players who don't have any humanity in them doesn't deserve a handshake, because in the end, sportsmanship is something you give to a person who deserves it, and not to a person who's undeserving. So in that way, our captain Surya Kumar Yadav made the right choice, because after that final six that he hit to finish the match, him walking away to the stands, and the Indian team unanimously closing the doors while the Pakistan was standing there,
Yeah, I think that
waiting.
I did enjoy that.
Yes,
I saw the reel.
that clip,
Uh,
was viral over Instagram, and I really enjoyed that, because that is something that needs to be known. The Pakistan team should know. We playing a match against them doesn't mean everything is normal between us. It is just the decision of the BCI, and the players had to be bound by that. But doesn't mean that personally we are all, cool down that Pakistan, okay, they're our neighbors. No, they have done something really wrong, and it's not something that's forgiven, just a couple of months. So Indian team showed them the right place by finishing the match in style, by showing them that it's not all okay, by not shaking the game. I mean, shaking the hands. And then another interesting aspect is the Pakistan blaming it on the match referee. That he should be taken out. And even they went to the extent of saying that they will not play their match against UAE if the match referee is not changed. Andy something, I don't remember the full name, but Andy, he has gone famous all over the internet from the last 1 week because of his stance. That the handshake is, a personal choice of a team, and it's not something, a compulsory rule that you have to shake the hands after the match. It is of personal choice. You don't want to shake, you don't shake, you go back. You played the game, you played it well, go back. So that's what the match referee has said. There is no ICC rule, that you have to shake your hands after the match. So in the end, it was all in the rules that we followed the book and we followed it rightly. So Pakistan lodged a complaint against the match referee. Yeah, they have the right to do it because they felt so. They did it, and the complaint was dismissed. And the funniest part of it all was they released a video. The PCB in X, that is formerly Twitter, they released a video claiming that the match referee Andy has, apologized to them. But the funniest part was the video was a muted video, and by the body language of the whole scenario in that video, it wasn't Andy apologizing at all. It was more like Andy schooling them. So I think Pakistan, even after such embarrassing moments for them, they have still found a way to embarrass themselves again and again. I don't know. I feel even embarrassing themselves these many times is an art, because I didn't see any other cricket board doing such kind of stunts to gain attention. But in the end, that just shows who they are, what kind of people they are. Even after playing such a prestigious tournament, they're still finding ways to demote themselves again and again. And today's match, I think, will be nothing better. But again, another rout for Pakistan. That's what I feel personally. I won't be watching the match again today because I don't think the broadcasters deserve my view. But I will surely be supporting Indian team to perform to their best, because the players have given everything for their team, and they have to represent us to show Pakistan their place.
Maitreya, I've read an interesting view towards the not watching the India Pakistan cricket game. Right, I read an article a few days ago, and the author says in that like we are just saying that India shouldn't play Pakistan. And this is his view, but I felt like I should mention in this podcast here as well. So he says that there are other games, like there is so many other games. There are hockey, there is uh, badminton, and there are a lot of other games that are played in Asian games and other things, the Commonwealth and Asian games. And if we keep saying that India shouldn't play Pakistan, I think um, uh, cricket is a widely popular game in India, and that's why the most of attention goes to cricket games between India, Pakistan, and anyways, we are not playing the bilateral series and bilateral games with them, and we have only agreed to play multilateral formats or multilateral games with India. I mean, with Pakistan. So that means his point of view was saying that it is not correct to say that India shouldn't play Pakistan, and after all, it is, and we shouldn't blame the players as well, because as you mentioned, it is the board that has taken the decision, and the players are bound to it, right? They have to play cricket, and I've seen the video clips and I've seen articles saying that there was no eye contact between the captains when they came for the toss, and I think it was just a silent game. You play a cricket, it's like a gully cricket. You play, you give your bat for playing, and then you take your bat back and go back home. Uh, no talk in between. I think it was a wonderful uh, initiation. I think it was from the board. I think it was from the officials' instructions flowed, and that's why Surya Kumar Yadav and team decided no handshake, and them returning to the dressing room, as you said, was so satisfying, Maitreya. And I also want to tell you that the match referee Pycroft, I believe that is his name. He will be officiating in the India Pakistan game even today. So I think it is like rubbing salt on the already existing wound of Pakistan. And um I don't see any drama happening today. If I see any drama, I don't think it is cricket. I'll only see again controversies like this, no handshake, and maybe I can expect something else, something big maybe this time. But I don't see any cricket happening today, Maitra. I think it's still one-sided game. You can call this overconfidence, you can call this confidence or anything else, but I think our Indian team is not going to bow down to such a timid and a weak team like Pakistan. I've never made fun or trolled any team in this way in this 99 episodes of this Legends and Lads Cricket podcast, but I seriously believe this current Pakistan team is a joke. Uh, I'll go to even more extent. I feel if I continue. So Maitreya, Pakistan did boycott press conference ahead of this India clash. It was not a rumor; it is they have boycotted. And also, if you remember, there were reports coming in that the PCB wanted to boycott the Asia Cup and they didn't want to play further. And the PCB chief, who happens to be the ACC chief as well, he went back to Pakistan and to get an instruction from the governor. The government saying, asking if they could further participate in the tournament. And then I think they realized that they will be losing a lot of Indian rupees. I think a lot of crores. I don't remember the exact figure, but I remember reading an article yesterday that they will be losing so much of money, and that is maybe primarily the reason that they didn't participate. I mean, they agreed to participate further in this tournament. So, Maitreya, do you see today's game as a one-side game again?
Yes, as you said, even I read somewhere that them not continuing further in the tournament will result in a fine, and the fine is about $16 million. So that is what I read somewhere. I don't think it's a reliable source regarding the figure, but I know that there will be a fine because when you're committed to a tournament, you boycotting in the middle will disrupt the points table, will disrupt everyone else's game plan. So there will be a hefty fine, and Pakistan obviously can't afford that fine. You know, the country's economic state is nowhere near even giving a single rupee towards others. They need some to survive themselves. So I think that's a big reason they didn't, go out of the tournament. And coming to today's game, I feel it will be a one-sided game. Again, I don't want to make any overconfident statements because I think that's where everything goes wrong. But looking at the current situation of the Pakistan team and the Indian team, as you have rightly said, this Pakistan team is a joke because I have, if you see their highest, uh, the highest scorer in this Asia Cup for them, you won't believe, is Shaheen Shah Afridi, who is one of their premium bowlers. And the most wickets for them is by Saim Ayub, who is their opening batsman. So you can see the paradox even in their statistics. The person who's supposed to be leading the bowling attack is leading with the bat, while the person who's supposed to be leading from the front with the bat is leading with the ball. So even the Pakistan team doesn't know where they're headed to. And in this current situation, I don't think them giving even a close fight will be something we might see today. I just believe they will try to be making the defeat as not humiliating as possible because they'll want to get as close as possible. But India has other plans, obviously. India will play fearless. India will play to dedicate this win to the soldiers. India will play so that they can get to the knockouts of the Asia Cup and with a more confidence. And obviously, the Asia Cup is ours because we are the number one team in Asia, and we just have to keep on proving it again and again till the finals because until it's over, we can't say it's over. So till the last game, it is, we can expect any surprise. But from today's game, I don't expect anything but India's victory.
You rightly said, Maitreya. I think this is the only episode where we talked so much about uh, uh, other things or other objects and other matter other than cricket. I think it's gone into so much of politics and other things that we didn't follow scores of the Asia Cup properly. We didn't follow the scores of India, Pakistan. I mean, we did follow the scores, but we didn't follow the match. I think it's the first time we are doing a certain episode like this, but I think it brings out very very different views from both of us. And I think yeah, this will bring you to the end of today's podcast episode, and we are really waiting for the 100th episode, and hopefully we do it immediately, or maybe a week gap after India crushing Pakistan today, and we'll be happy to cover that in the next episode. So Maitreya, thanks for joining, and this will bring you to the end of today's episode.